When it comes to EVE Online, every player wants to know the most effective tactic available. You want to know the meta. The meta controls everything. It determines what will and will not happen. Knowing the meta will alter your views, make you question your reality. It might even make you laugh. And now, you're part of it. You're watching the Meta Show.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us on today's episode of the Meta Show. Today, we've got quite a treat for you. We're going to be sipping on some tea and Delve and Querious of some of the folks that have decided to make that their new home after us, the Imperium left and Brave left and all the good folks that used to live there. So we'll be getting into that here in a few, but I do have something I want to address and something me and Dave have been getting whispers of different things about some of the content we've been having on the Meta Show. And you know what? I love hearing feedback. I love hearing, you know what, Keith, you're an idiot, dude. You don't know what you're talking about. And that idea is a terrible idea. But I do want to encourage anybody, and I love having the discussion about it, but come on the show and talk to us and tell me why I'm an idiot. I want to hear why I'm wrong. And I want all of you to be involved and why I'm wrong. So again, I would encourage any of you, if you have anything you want to talk about, reach out to me and Dave, and we'll love to have you on the show and spend an hour talking about whether it be projection in EVE Online, whether it be Ansiblexes in EVE Online, whatever it may be. We can have that discussion. We've had those discussions with our FC roundtables. And Alistair, one of our guests today, has been on one of those. We've had a real convos about that. But enough about that. I just wanted to put that out there for everybody that this is an open forum of discussion. But I want to get into what our main topic today is going to be. That we're going to go into our main story here as we get out of that transition there. I always screw this up. I'm terrible at this transition. One day I'll get it right. But like I said, we're going to dive into, or as the title of the show today is, right, Dave? Delve into the story, the current events of Delve. And with us, we have our guests. We have Erizis from Synco, and then we have Alistar from Only Fleets there. Thank you both for joining us. And before we go into, hey, what are the current events and some of the fun stuff that's going on in Delve, we want us to tell you, or want you guys to tell us and our viewers a little bit about your alliances. And Eris, if you're there, man, I'd love to hear. Tell us some background and some story about Synco. Give us some history about your alliance.
Well, Synergy of Steel is a pretty old alliance by now. I think we started off in Geminate, also with Legion of Ixtef, which is pretty funny because we meet them again now in Delve. Ever since, we've been there for the majority of our time, and we moved to Innsmouth later, then up in the B2 war, conquered some parts of Pure Blind, and formed our coalition there that has been up for about 2 years now. Yeah, and ever since then, I mean, we're trying to orient ourselves on PvP and getting good content, staying independent and enjoying the game and staying clear of blocks as good as we can.
I got
I mean, of
you.
course, we also allow all kinds of playstyles, but yeah, it's mainly PvP for us.
So PvP is your alliance's big driver, right? That there's
Yes.
Are you guys okay? I gotcha. Awesome. And Alistair, Only Fleets, like from what I understand, that you're pretty similar, right?
Only Fleets is very new. Only Fleets was started in January last. Oh no, it was like February last year, I think.
Yeah.
It's super new. It was born out of Mining Drama, and we still make sure we have Mining Drama Tuesdays.
Love a bit of mining drama.
Every Tuesday, Sometimes we do it on a Monday as well if we're feeling extra fun. Yeah, it started from so our corp reformed. We stopped playing the game back in 2021. Godless Horizon reformed in the end of sort of 2023, start of 2024. We joined G Club, hated it within about 2 weeks. Decided we were going to schism and start our own thing. We stole a load of G Club's corps in the process, who we are now deeply in love with. We moved to Tenerife, moved in next to G Club. We had a fight with G Club, Tri, NC, anyone else who wanted to come and have a go. We then got told by Goons to leave. And then 6 months later, so just now, we got told by Goons to leave again. And that's how we ended up in Querious.
So
We're just waiting for the Goon Diplo to contact us again and say leave, so we can go live somewhere else.
so that's something that's actually come up on the show a lot. You say told to leave. I'm intrigued. If any discussion you can tell us about, what were the discussions like on that matter?
So I'll give you the timeline, right? So you guys had your SOTA. It was on the Saturday night, I think. We basically already knew a war was coming. We'd heard the rumors. We've got people in certain places who talk to us. We knew something was happening, and our position where it was into Torrid was pretty precarious. It was kind of sat between the two blocks, and if either block pushed kind of around us, it was going to put us in this really strange position of we're just surrounded by a block. It was already kind of getting that way with Imperium. We are absolutely anti-block, want nothing to do with blocks. We'd rather die than ever batphone them, and things like that. And so when that SOTA happened on the Saturday, both me and Ashen is the exec of Only Fleets, I'm second in command, we both kind of turned to each other and went, we probably don't want to live in a world where goons live in Innsmother, because we'll be completely surrounded. We don't want to live in Torrid. We'll be completely surrounded by them. It'll just be bad to live here. So we were kind of already thinking of leaving, and then I think the next day, Goon Diplos contacted us and just kind of basically put the word swap ? It was a little bit more nuanced than that, but that was basically it. And then we ended up moving to Querious. It was kind of already something we were thinking of doing anyway, having heard the news of Brave and all the other groups leaving. But that's basically how it happened.
Yeah. Erasmus, have you had any, first of all, I want to address, have you, Synergy of Steel, what's been your relationship with Goons? Has Goons told you to leave anywhere? And then also, if you want to elaborate too on what Al started, what drove you to move to Delve, I guess it is?
Not yet. Imperium did not tell us to leave anywhere. Other guys did in the past, but well, we managed to diplo our way around blocks so far to just keep them at distance. It's kind of difficult to do, especially in the place we are right now, because we are pretty cramped between the initiative and Winco, which makes things fairly complicated in some situations. As you can imagine, when there's big fights happening or something, then one block appears and wants to step in, and immediately when you show up on the battle report with one block, people will tell, well, you're aligned with them, ? And then you have to come up with all the reasoning, and getting kind of complicated. And that's also the main reason why we are kind of motivated to go for this take this shot at coming down here. Just to clarify, we didn't move yet. We didn't make that call. We're just deployed.
Okay.
But we will see how it develops. I mean, for now we are mainly looking for space for all the smaller alliances, because obviously they will not move until we can tell them they have something. But it's Querious and Delve have natural borders around them, so it's much better than Pure Blind, where you're basically sitting in capital range of two big blocks, which makes it really hard to do anything, basically.
Yeah, no, and so that makes me curious, because I know, Brave had struggles, defending Delve in some degree because of NPC space, right? Because the proximity of NPC space, being able to just, your hostiles can, stage out of that space and what do? Like you camp a station all day? That works for a little bit, but it's not something that's sustainable, right? Is that something you're seeing as being in Delve? Are you having the same problems as you're deployed there, or did you guys deploy? And that's where you're based out of, is NPC Delve.
Well, I mean, right now we are trying to move out of NPC Delve, but the whole NPC situation we are kind of used to, because in Pureblind we also have like two NPC areas. We also have Jita, like 11 jumps next to us, so we are fairly used to neutrals having an easy time to get to us, and I think Delve won't be much more difficult. I mean, NPC Delve is known for having, well, rather large entities to have big ships there, but let's see. I mean, might not be worse than Pureblind is.
Yeah, I think that would all depend on who a certain block wants to bully next as well. Because Brave's big problem was they became a target of a particular group of people.
Dave's talking about Horde, if you guys are curious, if nobody knows. Dave and Horde get along really well. So somebody asked in chat, living Hitakori, forgive me if I jumbled your name there, but he wanted to know how, like, and I'd love to hear from both Alistair, who's talked about diplomacy with the Imperium, and you with Razzus. How do you guys, like, when you diplomat with large big alliances? Yes, how do you guys make deals when you move to a new space? Does it usually go smooth, or is it hard to get a deal?
I guess I'll go first on that one. So it's not too bad for us. We have who I like to call the person whisperer. In Ashen, he's very, very good at understanding how to talk to people. I mean, it's not too bad, right? Because the power dynamic is so skewed in the block's favor. You basically are just trying to get the best deal for yourself that you can most of the time. Like if goons say, hey, we want to come live in Tenerife, you need to leave now. What are we going to do? Say no and then die within a week? All right, what's the point in that? We just like leave and move on, right? And we did the same in Detoriad, and it would be the same with any block. If any block turned up in Querious and went, we want to live here now, like if Init decided they want to gate their Titans through the regional and come kill our Keepstar, they could. Nothing we could do about it. Like we'd just be like, okay, well, I guess we'll just leave then. So I mean, there is that power dynamic of you just, and it's probably different with other people because other people might call other blocks to come and save them. In terms of only fleets, like I said sort of earlier, if a block comes to push our sandcastle over, we will fight as much as we can. But at the end of the day, we will never call another block to come help us against them. And we had to do that with NC and Try when they were shooting us down in Tenerife. Goons pretty much every day were messaging us going, can we come to a timer? And we kept saying no, do not come, because it's just, you get that taint on you, right? Like when you first call a block, there is that taint that then comes with you forever. And that's a stink you basically can never get off. And we don't want that. So we don't ever do it.
It must also
But that's basically the... Oh, sorry, go on.
It must also get tricky though, because there are occasions, I myself, even as an FC, I see a group of people that I don't like, or a particular FC that I do quite like to kill. That wasn't calling anyone out there for once. And you just want to take a fleet, but the issue is you take a fleet and shoot the person you want to shoot. It looks like you're siding with the other party, where you're just there to have a bit of fun. You try and third party, and everybody's going to assume that you're being called.
You'll find that most of the time when the blocks are getting involved with each other, we won't be anywhere near it. We just kind of try and avoid it as best we can. There are some times where we've turned up, and usually it's in limited numbers to things, and people just ignore us. But I don't think only fleets have turned up to many, if any, big block engagements, mostly because they're awful tie-dye fests, and I don't know why anyone sits in them. They're awful. I hate them. They're the worst. I would rather be downstairs eating food. But yeah, it's just we just kind of stay out of it. That's how we get around it.
I meant more of the big blocks turning up to one of your timers because they don't like the person that's attacking you, sort of thing. Not to defend you, just to be fair, there to shoot them.
Well, to be fair, most of them stay out of it. Obviously, there was the whole Init debacle last week with the Keepstar, but we're not going to dive too much into that right now. Anyway, but most of the time, to be fair to all of the blocks, when we've told them to leave it, they have, right? We're very respectful with all of them, and we have relationships, quote unquote, with all of them, just to say, look, we are never going to call another block as long as you never turn up on our door. It's just never going to happen. And there's that kind of understanding with all of them that we're never going to call anyone else. You never have to worry about us joining another block because it's just never going to happen. We'd rather quit. And so most of the time they don't. Every so often they do turn up, but usually it will be once and then they won't do it again. So it's not been too bad.
So what I want to take away from all this is basically you said blocks, there's like a taint associated with that. For all my goons and Imperium members, he basically said we all smell bad. So
Essentially, yeah.
I would go check your deodorant. Yeah, go take a shower, make sure we
No,
smell, and
no.
maybe only fleets will associate with us more. I'm just
The,
kidding.
the taint is on the small groups that call the blocks to come defend them.
Ah, that's true.
When
that's true.
you're a small group that has aligned yourself with one of the blocks, that if you want to then break off and go do your own thing, you're always seen as a block. People like Slow and Boss, who are Imperium aligned, have that taint on them and will do for eternity at this point.
One thing I will say about Boss is they still do drop on us as well, just not as much as they drop on Horde.
Yeah, but the Keepstars are also owned by Imperium Corps, so
Yeah. Well, we need to get Nem on here to defend himself because he's
Yeah.
a good buddy of mine. I'll have to bug him and poke him. I'm going to ping him right now. Erasmus, what's your thoughts on this? Like, are you kind of aligned with the same way? I know you say you don't like blocks. Is Synergy of Steel kind of take the same approach?
Yeah, to be honest, hearing this, we have a pretty similar approach. We try to, yeah, well, I mean, it was hard in the north, but we try to make sure all blocks stay away from our timers. That worked well, worse, or better in the past, as you know. But in general, we just try to avoid it altogether, and we also try to position ourselves away from the conflicts from the blocks. So
I gotcha.
especially
No.
waiting the inner deployment, for example, we try to make sure we are out of the way wherever they go and wherever everyone else goes.
I would say Delve and Querious
Right.
is quite a good Keith. Is quite a good place for that as well, because I don't foresee a time in the near future where in the Imperium go at each other. Near future, maybe in the future,
Yeah.
but yeah, the current point in time, it wouldn't be beneficial to either side, because why would we go back the way we just came? Like,
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be honest, I think you can never be sure that it never will happen at all. But for us, it's definitely an improvement. Because in the north, it's really, really close. Like it might not look that close, but if you check jump ranges, we are basically sitting on top of each other, and yeah, that was difficult in the past.
Yeah.
But
No, definitely. Go ahead.
But in general, yeah, like Alistair said, we try to have relations with all the blocks in some way. Basically, the way to make them stay away. And of course, we have talks with them. We make sure that we do not like interrupt anything they want to do and respect their interests, because usually, as soon as you do something that upsets them or ally with someone that upsets them, then you will get in trouble. But I
Yeah.
mean, we are doing this for a long time now. Ever since Insmother, we are trying to navigate through these politics. So it's pretty good.
I got you. I think the best way to keep goons away, at least me, is just bribe me with cheesecake and I'll be good. I won't show up to any timers, but I'm just one person, so that doesn't mean anything. Jokes aside, the next thing I want to know, like we've talked about this on other meta shows. We've talked about mechanics and the new Legion update and the direction that CCP is taking the game. Did any new mechanics or changes to how Sov works or anything motivate either of your groups to move to Querious or Delve? Maybe those regions of space look more attractive than anywhere else.
not because of anything CCP did. I don't think.
Okay, that's fair.
No, I don't think so. I guess, yeah, no. Just no.
Yeah.
No.
For me, it's quite the opposite, to be honest. What CCP made is like a lot of administrative work for holding soft. So doing this deployment from north to south is pretty much of a headache right now. Can't lie. I mean, it would have been easier with the old mechanics, but it's whatever. It's a challenge to the admin team, so we take it as such.
How's your admin team handling it? Are they loving their lives, Oressus, or are they just like, this is miserable?
Let's say if they knew where I was living, I would be dead by now. But in general, in general, they are doing really great work. It's kind of a stress test right now, but it's always interesting to observe being deployed on the other side of the universe, because most people don't do this over an extended period of time. So we are kind of sitting here and being like, okay, let's see what happens. But yeah.
I gotcha. And Alistair, you said no. That was a pretty concise no. Like, are you in alignment? Like CCP just makes this harder?
No. So your question was, has anything CCP's done like influenced your move to Querious? The answer to that is no. There are a
Fair.
few things that we like the warp speed weather is really nice, so you can have a little like travel kind of route that goes around. That's quite nice. The whole, which is such a bad change, but it makes life so easy, is when you take a soft hub, you just press the button and you get all the skyhooks. What a stupid change that was. Because if I want to screw with your skyhooks, I basically can't anymore. Because there becomes a point where you can just destroy the iHub, destroy the soft hub, put a new one down, then press the button again, and you've got your skyhooks back, which is so stupid. So I can't mess with people's skyhooks anymore, which is really irritating. So yeah, the answer to the question is no. I think the changes CCP are doing are going in the right direction. There are still some I don't agree with, such as the soft hub one with the skyhooks. But there are changes things have done. I think in Legion, it basically pushed me to use nightmares again, which I love. Nightmares are great. I love using nightmares. So that was good.
Are you using nightmares a lot right now? Is that like your mainline doctrine? Is that what you're feeding into Synergy of Steel?
Well, I don't think we've lost that many yet. But yes, is the answer. We're not feeding them again. I think we've lost about 10 in the last 2 weeks in a fight basically every day. But yeah, we are basically only undocking nightmares nowadays because they are the most OP ship in this game. Other than the Jackdaw is way more OP and absolutely needs a nerf. But please don't nerf it, CCP. Thank you.
I know there might be some folks in the Imperium that might be very upset if the Jackdaw was nerfed, but I think there might be some folks in Horde as well that might not like the fact that the Jackdaw gets nerfed. But either way, Erasmus, are you like, when we talk about Battleship Doctrines, we'll go into a little bit about that and what we're using in Delve and Querious in the fighting. Are you looking at those faction battleships, or what is kind of your mainline go-to staple that you like to undock there?
Well, I mean, for us, the situation is a bit different than for only fleets. We can pretty reliably field like 1.5 fleets. So we are right now mainly taking rocks as our mainline Battleship Doctrine. They only really work when you can get like 150 or 200 rocks in a fleet, because only then you will have the volley to do anything. But so far they are doing a great job. So far they are really not doing too bad. With these numbers, of course, you could also upship to nightmares or like other faction battleships. But in the end, it's really the question if you want to do it, because if you can volley with a T1 battleship, like there's no reason to upship and take a much more expensive approach. Especially if you're talking and going towards the direction of attrition wars and like massive reships and yeah.
It sounds like what I'm hearing, and this is something I have some experience with in my past, is only fleets. Alistair, what's like and Remaker, I see you dropped a BR, and we'll get to that in a second. And Dave, if you want to pull that up on the screen, we'll look at it. Alistair, what is like the average number that you can get into a fleet? On average, how many dudes can you expect to a fleet?
So the thing with averages, right, is only fleets has probably tripled in size in the last 3-4 weeks.
Well, maybe in the last 3-4 weeks, what could you expect?
Our average is, well, yesterday we were at around 200. Thursday we were a little bit under that, 170. I think if we did all out max CTA, oh my god, getting fleet, the world's ending, we could probably get a full fleet in a bit.
Okay. So what I'm hearing, it sounds like maybe Synergy of Steel has a little bit of edge on the numbers. Is that fair for me to say?
Against us, yes. If it's just only fleets v Phoenix Co, yes,
Yeah,
they are bigger
okay.
than us. They would have the advantage.
Fair. And so I see this a lot. You see the faction battleships being fielded for those smaller groups because they're almost like a force multiplier, right? They bring you that extra tank, that little extra oomph, and allow you to kind of fight on a field outnumbered. Is that right?
Yeah, that's exactly what they do. Nightmares have far too much EHP, and their resist profile is nothing short of insane. So yeah, you chuck a fax as long as the fax doesn't die. We've not had a dread brawl yet for some reason. As long as those faxes don't die, you basically can't lose a nightmare to anything.
All right, cool. So what I'm hearing is we need to nerf nightmares.
No,
I hope we have a CSM
no,
watching.
absolutely not.
Puke, take that
Definitely.
away from all the
Nerf nightmares. What?
Synergy of Steel agrees. Erasmus agrees. Nerf nightmares. Oh man, Altarari, please don't beat me up. I know I said nerf nightmares, but oh no, I am totally just kidding. I think there needs to be somewhat of a trade-off when you're spending more ISK on a nightmare. It should definitely have some advantages. Are the current advantages that it has and how strong it is, that kind of thing, in line with what we're paying? I don't know. I would say so. What is it? It's about like $2 bill for a nightmare, fully fit, that kind of thing. Buff.
Our nightmares are somewhere near 5. With
Okay,
the
see, I think that's fair price versus performance kind of thing, but I don't know. I'm not an expert by any means. Someone says nerf Bargs and Nightmares because they don't like them and buff Macarials. You know, I have a problem with buffing Macarials because I think we go back to the old Artie meta, and I don't like that meta. I don't know about everybody else.
Make
I don't know how
Maelstorms
Cinco-
great again. Just don't know.
We're good.
Definitely no. Our artillery cycle time is like it's horrible. When
Yeah, right.
like everyone that had an artillery battleship and fought in tie-dye knows that this is no fun because you can basically press F1 and then you can go grab lunch or something, and maybe 1 hour later you can shoot again.
Oh, I know that. I fly
yeah.
Ragnarok, and I was in M2. I literally got up, went to the shop, came back, my Doomsday and my guns had not cycled yet.
Nice.
Somebody said they could clean their entire house between Artie cycles, and I think that might be inaccurate, but I think that's why mutants were so strong, right? They had pretty quick cycle time. Like, so Dave, were you able to pull up that
yeah,
PR
it's
that we have?
looks like Can I Bring My Drake and co decided to bring nightmares, a few nightmares with a ton of vultures and a Serb fleet. There's an interesting one.
Gotcha.
A Serb
Can I bring my
fleet,
Draco? Was that a joke or is that a real?
No, that's the the dudes that put the Keepstar and BWF, which spawned the Horde That Wins comment.
Are you? Oh Lord. Are
But-
you able to
Yes,
put that
I
up
can. Hold on.
on the stream? I appreciate it.
Potentially. This might break things one second.
We're waiting. Alistar and Erasmus, I don't know if you have a chance to open the
You didn't
BR
break
that
stuff.
Remaker can chat. Oh man, I am so proud of you, Dave. But we don't see anything there. We just see like
I know, because I haven't put it on
hanger or
yet.
something.
Calm down.
Oh.
Jeez.
Can
There
I
are so
bring my
many
Drake?
reports. I don't even know what you're talking about.
No,
one?
so I'm gonna bring it.
It was in 319, right? Or was it earlier? Yeah, it was earlier today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, earlier.
Yeah,
It
319
was
earlier today.
while
We didn't have an FC available.
Yeah.
So we couldn't be there.
So we had
You
Synergy
weren't
of Steel, Legion
No,
of
no,
Death.
only fleets weren't there. I was driving and we didn't have anyone available. Half of our FCs are off doing AT practice.
Wow. Oh, you're 18. Awesome. So Erasmus, what was this fight over? Talk us through this BR a little bit.
Okay. I think I recognize this. I wasn't there myself, but I got the debrief from my FC team. That was when Can I Bring My Drake actually tried to enthose our lower constellation towards Period Base, I think. It was a flash form on our side. We didn't think they would actually pull such an Enthosis action, but yeah, it went pretty well. Enthosis started. We started forming one of our newer FCs. He got a promotion today. Shout out to Dabot Payton.
It's awesome.
They started forming, and there were some struggles because, as you know, we don't have ADM level 3. no strat index level 3, so we can't have jump bridges yet. So we kind of always have to struggle to go through 319, which can be difficult at times, especially when Fraternity camps it. But yeah, we got out. I think they got one soft hub into reinforcement, but other than that, it went pretty well. Battle report kind of speaks for itself. It was a great battle.
So it looks like out of
Yeah,
your space, you've got 2 sov hubs reinforced. One in, well, we used to call it Moo, down at the bottom, M0 and 8F Tech.
Yeah, I mean, that system is so lost down there. Probably never scouted it. Just, I mean, the active defense multiplier was pretty good there, but pretty sure it just got forgotten, you know?
Sounds like M2. Literally, I didn't know that system existed until that fight. Like, and we didn't know there was a Keepstar there. It's funny.
Yeah, no, definitely. So, looking at this BR, is Boss? Are you guys friendly with Boss? They're on your side of this BR. It could be. I mean, I don't know who made the BR, so it could be wrong. But just curious, looking at some of the peeps that I have a good relationship with Boss. That's why I'm asking.
Boss is currently deployed in NPC Delve. They went over as soon as the whole like coalition of Freedom Republic broke apart. They wanted to shoot some guy, I think mainly only fleets. So
Oh man,
yeah. We aren't really aligned with them, but they are good to go because I mean it's NPC space. We got like a ton of fraternity there as well. So why bother?
So you're not aligned, but you are blue.
Yeah, we set temp standings with them because we don't want them to shoot us right now. We have like definitely enough people in NPC Delve to shoot. Mainly fraternity. It's our biggest issue right now. So yeah.
That's a shame. Fraternity's there being a bully.
These
Init is really trying to work their way against them, but it's really difficult because like time zone tanking is a thing.
These Serbs on the opposing side to Synergy of Steel.
We made a mistake here, by the way. There's Serbs on a battle report, so Dave is going to.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm looking because one of them was standard heavy missile fit, and the rest of us salt launcher. And I'm just like, what are they doing?
I don't know what it is about Delve, but it makes people think the Serb is good.
I would like to point out that I spent an entire year defending that region where I did only Serb fleets and killed every fleet against me. So
that's just calling yourself out. Serbs are awful.
I don't know.
Yeah, listen, Alec, this is a discussion that
this is a rabbit hole we're going to go down.
Dave, you know, we can make this show. We're going to delve into Serbs today. But Dave wishes the Serb would
It's just weird because there's also Eagles here.
We're just bringing back old Delve. That is true. Someone Warpwinder, it is called the Meta Show. We should have a discussion about Serb meta. That is the next show. And you know what, Windwinder, we're going to get you on the next show to talk about Serbs with Dave. You can be his co-host.
No, we'll get Ash on. Ash is a Serb enthusiast.
There you go. There we go. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the dynamic here on what's happening in this space. So we have only fleets. We have the two kind of only fleets. I'm sure somebody's made that alliance.
That is our pet name for anyone.
Yeah, I know.
We are only fleets, and we are more than happy to. There is a picture pinned in our social channel of our XX feet.
Ugh.
And I'm really curious on like what is driving conflict in Delve right now. So Erasmus, you guys are deployed there, and is your objective? You said this earlier. You're trying to like make space for smaller alliances. Your alliance, like, what is driving your objective? I know you want PvP, but what are you doing to drive that PvP content and clear that space?
I mean, as for the driver, we are really just like trying to take this shot as at taking that space. We are pretty open-minded about the result of this deployment. Either we are successful, then it will become our new home, very likely. Or if we are not successful, it will have been like many great fights and pretty good content. Yeah.
I gotcha.
We are basically just enjoying the game right now.
Yeah, no. Hey, listen, I love it. I love to see conflict, love to see there's a void that was emptied with the Imperium leaving that space. and love to see a smaller group that's, not block aligned, whatever it may be, going in there and just trying to make a new home and blow up spaceships, because I'm a PvP guy. That's all I do. So I love to hear it. Dave, were you going to say something?
Yeah, you could say it's turned into a bit of a fight club down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave, that
Older goons will
Jeez.
get that reference for Querious.
I'm gonna mute Dave for the rest of the stream chat.
I'm really
I
punny
know you
today,
won't
it's
notice
great.
if Dave's muted because he mutes himself all the time. But
Say,
hey,
they can still hear me. You can't stop them hearing me.
That's right. That's right. Anyway, Alistair, what about you? Like, what's driving? I know you guys moved to Querious. You're fighting over in Delve. Is it because, hey, that's where, Synergy of Steel is, and those belligerents, and you're just looking for good fights?
We just love to play the game. Punching up is something we love to do. The problem is we've kind of got a bit too big. The punching up doesn't happen quite as much as it used to. But we have a massive amount of respect for Can I Bring My Drake and those guys. I think they're unbelievably cool. And so we are helping them out as much as we can, and they're doing the opposite with us and helping us out. We're just here to play EVE Online, right? Like we try and avoid playing Discord online as much as humanly possible. And just go and have fights and try and win. When we lose, we'll sit there and we'll work out why we lost and what we need to do better. And that's just how we play the game. I'm just here to win. I'm a super competitive guy. I come from like sporting background when I was younger. All I want to do is win, and I want to beat people competitively. I don't just want to sit there and blob someone. That's boring. I don't want to ever do that. I just want to win, and I want to outplay people. And that's basically the content driver for me and OnlyFleets.
No, that's great to hear. And I think I have personally a similar background in what my very competitive, with a background in the ATs and EVE and that kind of thing. And then, like yourself, I played a lot of sports when I was younger. So definitely drives like, hey, how can I outthink and outsmart my opponent there?
What about OnlyFleets could win the AT? Keith.
Dave. Dave is just
OnlyFleets went 0-2 last year, so I wouldn't say that too quickly.
No, it's a jab.
Yeah, but man, you guys showed up.
It was a big crash. It was a big crash out.
Well, hopefully you'll do better this year. Erasmus, so I do have a question. We talked about the blocks being live, but blocks are there, right? And it's around the corner. We have Frat and NPC Delve. How are either one of you guys, and I'll start with you, Erasmus, how are you trying to motivate them to just stay away from the fights? And you don't get that because I'm sure they've shown up, right? They've showed up to some of these fights, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be honest, we just talked to them. Speaking for initiative, they were pretty clear that they will like stay out of the majority of everything that happens there. The major point when they will turn up, they told me that as soon as another block will be there, they will likely also be there. Just so we know where we should not go. But besides of that, for Fraternity, the big issue is in Fraternity, the corps can do a lot of things, as I learned. They can also deploy for themselves and have their own like diplomacy. But yeah, let's see. Like maybe we can work something out that they just leave us alone in the near future. Because obviously, when we are fighting Fraternity, Initiative is helping us because they want to get rid of them as well because it's another block. But like the CNTC content is just not that good. Having to form at the middle of the day during the week, it's not very enjoyable for people, and especially with Can I Bring My Drake and OnlyFleets being EU time zone, with a nice spread over EU time zone. Like Can I Bring My Drake is early EU time zone, and OnlyFleets is late EU time zone. It's really great. Like it's perfect time zones we can and want to fight in. So we hope we can just get rid of the other block involvement.
Well, one thing I will say about Shines is he generally doesn't like beating up the little guy, and he really hates other people doing it.
Yeah,
so
can
he's
confirm that.
the least likely person to go ruffle stomping through Delve, killing everybody.
Definitely.
Are you seeing the same thing, Alistair? Do you feel like blocks are getting too involved, or is it just the right amount?
That's how hard I want to go here is a good question.
Bring it
I
on,
think
man.
that blocks need to go make their own content. and not steal everybody else's. I also think that there are groups that need to not call blocks when their Keepstars are going to die. There's that as well. But apart from that, most of them stayed out of it. To be fair, I mean, Frat are a menace. Fuck Frat. For doing it. I mean, look, I as much as we are fighting each other, I hate the fact that Frat are just CNTZ tanking everything, and there's basically nothing you can do about it because they're by far the biggest in CNTZ. It kind of sucks, right? But what else are they going to do? So yeah, but I mean, to be fair to Horde, like they had a load of stuff deployed in NPC Delve, and they just left. They sold everything to either us or Sin, and they left. Goons haven't turned up apart from killing their own Keepstar, and killing the Brave one as well. And there's been a few in it involvements as I've referred to already. On one side, not the other.
Well, I'm curious though. I need you to. I want you to because this has come up a couple times about this
Okay.
Keepstar. I am oblivious to this Keepstar, so I need you to, and I'm sure others in the chat. So I'll give you an opportunity to explain this.
Okay, I'll give you the Keepstar timeline. So I can't remember what day it was. It was it wasn't like last week. It was the week before, I think. I can't remember what it was. It's all kind of blurred into one at this point. It's kind of all blurred into one, and yeah, something like that. I can't remember. It was Sunday, but basically there was a big oh my god, the world is ending CTA ping from Phoenix Co, and I kind of went, there's no timers. What's going on? We knew they wanted to put a Keepstar down in KTAC 6, so I was like, let's go have a look. I went and had a look, and there was a Keepstar. So we immediately start talking to all of our friends and are like, want to kill the Keepstar? And they're like, yeah, sounds like fun. So we all get ready to kill the Keepstar in, I think we knew about 12 hours before, maybe a little bit later, maybe like 9 hours before. We all formed nightmares. Drakes do that absolute Chad thing of dropping nightmares at 0 and letting them get warped on top of by rogues. I love them. They're brilliant. I love them so much. We had Snuff and RMC as well. And it was probably, there was like the first engagement, and it was about 3/4 of the way through that first bit where we hear that Init has pinged for caps. So Init had pinged for carriers and dreads. And they also had a rogue fleet. And we're like, that's a really weird thing. If you wanted content, you just come in a rogue fleet. Why have you pinged your carriers and your dreads as well? Like, what's that? So we're kind of sat there going, this is weird. At that point, Phoenix Co started extracting with all of their fleets. So the Bargus fleet from XIX, the Munin fleet from Boss, and the Rogue fleet from Sin, they all start extracting. They're pretty dead. They've got no links left. The Rogues are pretty screwed. And then we're like, oh my god, this Keepstar's going to die. We're currently waterboarding in its caps, so they can't come save it. We're like, oh my god, it's going to die. And then we hear on Phoenix Co comms that they're going to re-engage. And we're sat there going, that's absolute suicide. Like, with the comps they have undocked and on Titan, that is suicide. So they jump back in and re-engage us. And we're like, what the hell are they doing? Init then jump their carriers in and are immediately on XIX comms called as blue. And at that point, we sit there and we go, okay, nothing we're going to be able to do about 250 carriers. We stayed on grid a bit too long. We fed a bit hard at the end. I think we were about 60 bill up on the BR before we start feeding our asses off. Because Init turns up with the carriers. We did manage to extract a decent amount of our fleet anyway. But that's basically the timeline. And then Init just didn't kill the Keepstar. Cue the meltdown in Init Discord about them helping the Keepstar online, which was entertaining to watch as well.
Would it happen to be on the 9th of this month?
Yes. If it was like
the
a
BR's
500 bill fight, then yeah. That's
257
so chat
to 289.
He's got the BR up there, so it's good stuff. So Erasmus, I want to obviously Alistair laid out his side of it. Like, is that an accurate representation of those events? Like, is that true how that happened?
The timeline is correct. We didn't really call for Init. Of course, Init was aware of the Keepstar timer, obviously, but it was not really planned that they engaged there. It's also why we extracted before, like Alistair said. We were in a pretty weak spot because like there was just too many bad phones against us. But yeah, I mean, obviously, if you hear about the Init fleet engaging, you want to come back in because you don't want to miss that fun. So we did just that, and yeah, I mean, like Shines later wrote also on Reddit, the main motivation for Init to come there, they notified us, of course, that they will be coming and that they will not shoot the Keepstar, but the main motivation was that just there were too many bad phones. They wanted to make it somewhat more even. ARMC came, Snuffed Out came, and well, I mean, everyone knows we don't like Snuffed Out because they were trying to bully us in the north as well, or some smaller alliances of us. So yeah, we just took it as it came and said, okay, well, if Init is going to commit there, we will definitely jump back in that fight. But it was not really planned. I mean, Shines was DMing that they want to come over because they see there's a huge battle. So that's kind of how it happened. Lucky for us, I mean, of course, Keepstar is alive, but nothing that we can really plan on. As you can see, like these battles, especially with these blingy doctrines, they bait a lot of entities. Goonswarm was coming there as well. I still have a hard time figuring out who they actually fought because I think they went against.
They tackled us. They tried
So-
to tackle us, and we killed them.
Yeah, what Goons did is picture this fight going on in Delve, Caps on grid. We can get a Kikimora fleet there. Of course, we're gonna bloody do it, right? And the Kiki fleet would have literally just been there to kill Caps because let's be honest, it ain't gonna do much good against Nightmares or Rogues.
So wait, I do have a question. It was brought up in chat, and it was a good question. Also, you brought Snuff. Did they mid caps for this, or they just bring subs for
That is a fair point. Snuff were
They had
there.
50 Tech 3s. Apparently there was a mythical like 200-man dread fleet somewhere that absolutely did not exist. But that was the reasoning that like Snuff had these mythical dreads that were somewhere in someone's brain.
Well, there is
They
a
were in
Snuff
NPC
dread.
And they
though.
just didn't.
There's a dread cache
Yeah,
there. Man.
so there's a couple of some of the Snuff guys fly with Drakes. So some of the Russian Snuff are with Drake. So the Dread is effectively a Drake's Dread because he flies with the Drake's dudes.
Got it. I was gonna say everybody's got a dread cache in NPC Delve though, right, Dave? Like,
I was about to
doesn't
say,
have
you know.
I doubt Goons do.
But Snuff were Snuff. I'm not going to sit here and say Snuff weren't on our side. Snuff were absolutely on our side. Our Titan bridged them in. But 55 Tech 3s isn't exactly the spookiest thing in the world, you know.
hey,
when
listen,
it's
man,
snuffed
though, when
out,
you see
I mean-
Snuff on field. You never know, right? You never know. They'll have caps.
High
on
grade
field.
amulets in
I-
those Tech 3s.
Yeah, like Haiwatu will show up, jump across space. He didn't do that for the carriers because they weren't Titans. But if Titans would have ended up on field, Supers would have ended up on field. I have a feeling Stuff Caps would have ended up on field. But 50 T3 Legions, I'm assuming they're the Snuff like beam Legions with.
Yeah.
I think they're like oversized prop. If I remember correctly. As somebody said, it's still a bat phone though. So, do you guys have a history with Snuff?
You're
phone?
right. You're absolutely right. It was a bat phone, but then we can't ignore the fact that Slow and Boss were on the Phoenix co-side. That's also a bat phone. Because you hear this on our side, it's like your bat phone. It's like, yeah, but so are you.
Yeah,
So if we were to remove
Go ahead, Dave.
the Imperium, Brave was there with their own fleet and ended up on the other side of the BR to us as well. If we were
These
to,
timers are always kind of a mess to figure out who was actually fighting for who.
Yeah, the problem you have is Drake's open their fleet up to a lot of people, so you've got all these random one-person alliances that turn up on the Drake side with their fleet. It's a pain because you have to filter through them as an FC to go through all these flipping neutrals until you
look
find
at this
someone to actually
BR.
broadcast.
Yeah,
It's awful. Yeah.
But to be fair though, you remove Snuff, Init, Goons, blah 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 blah. The BR doesn't change that much. Well, I say remove. You shunt them over.
Oh, well,
I'm not able to
no, so
remove them. You know how.
So when
The capital
Init turned
fight
up with
will.
200, when Init turned up with 250 carriers, it wasn't 250 carriers, it was like 150 carriers or something like that. We ran pretty quickly because we're not going to sit there and try and fight 150 carriers when I think we had basically the same amount of nightmares on both sides. So Init didn't kill a great deal and
But they forced you off grid.
Their presence meant we had to leave pretty quickly. after they landed.
See, Init should have done the
So
right
let me-
thing and turned the carriers fighters on the Keepstar. Just don't know.
That would have been the Snuff thing to do. If Snuff would have showed up in 250 carriers, they would have then saved the Keepstar so they could have killed it
Goons have
themselves.
done that
But
before.
I do have a question though. What motivates you to not try to like counter drop the carriers? Is it all your guys are in main fleet and you can't get anybody in caps? You don't have caps on standby. You didn't have enough caps on standby. I'm just curious.
Because
What
Init
motivates you?
had all their dreads in their Fortizar that they'd moved with the carriers.
Got it.
That's
That
why
makes
I'm not
sense.
dropping my dreads on the Init carriers, because they've
That makes
also got
sense.
150 dreads as well.
You bait their fighters out, right? And then you then you drop on them, so they have to abandon all their fighters and relaunch more. I don't know what I'm talking about. Please, I am terrible
That would
at
have been-
cat fights. Don't let me FC
It's
caps.
it's a good way to lose a dread fleet. I'll tell you that much for free.
Hey, I'm all about feeding. You guys feed nightmares. I'll feed caps. Just kidding. You guys feed nightmares. Erasmus, like, is there anything like I know you say you didn't call in it, but I can sit here and say I've been on this side of the I bring my bat phone, you bring your bat phone, we have our friends, I have my friends. Why can't we all just bring our friends to these fights, guys? Like I want to bring all my friends.
You want to bring all your friends?
Yeah, no.
You and goons.
To be honest,
Go on, sorry.
most
No,
of
but-
our friends
no.
are like kind of north, you know, like many people we know are either in our coalition or yeah, they are pretty far away because all the relations we made are not in south, so it's definitely very hard for us to bring a lot of friends down here, at least right now. We'll see, maybe some friendships develop, but yeah, there's not many non-block aligned entities down here, and we will see where that goes. But for now,
All right, next.
I mean, everyone can bet phone how much they want, but I think at some point, if the bet phones get too much, it will get involved. So that will make these weird situations that we want to prevent. Like I said earlier, it's the same that happened to us in the north. As soon as there's a battle report where you're basically on the same side with a block, you immediately get called out for being aligned with them. So I just want to prevent that. It also is like less fun because, for example, when that carrier fleet dropped right there, they dropped the fighters. Like that was tie-dye fuckfest. So we definitely don't want to see that again, because it's just unplayable for everyone else.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. Let's do a little meta show diplomacy real quick here, Dave. And I want to say next time there's a Keepstar fighter, a timer, neither side bring any bat phones, just brawl it out. You don't actually have to agree. This isn't a pending agreement, but I would love to see that. So
I'll
Dave-
make that agreement. No one else. It'll be only fleets and Drakes and their public fleet. The Phoenix Co and XIX. I'm down.
Awesome. Erasmus, can you commit to that? Next time there's a Keepstar fighter, it's just you versus only fleets, right? In XIX.
Tomorrow night, Fortizar timer. We'll bring just us and Drakes. You guys
Yeah,
actually
I
drop when you're Titan, when you get on your Titan.
Yeah, definitely. Like that will be an interesting.
What
fight.
Not
time
gonna
is
get
this
blue balled
tomorrow
for the
so I
fifth
can
night in
get
a row.
breaking
Let's
news
go,
over
dude.
there?
Yeah, we'll
Hang
stream
on,
it on
I'll tell
INA.
you. Actually, I'll DM you so half the fucking universe doesn't turn up.
Yeah,
Fair,
exactly. Like,
fair.
we're
It's
talking
ironic,
about not
though.
everyone turning up to these fights, so
The
we're not
awkward-
going to link like some timers right now.
The awkward thing here, though, is if another Goon FC, after he said he's sending me that message, decides to break our agreement and goes and takes a fleet there, it's going to look like he called for it.
I just want to know. I just want everybody
Honestly,
who's
that's-
watching to know that the promise was made on the Meta Show in front of all of our viewers that they wouldn't bat from anybody. If a block shows up at that point, I would like to hope that we all were like, hey, look, I honored my word. We made this promise. We didn't bat phone them. Now, we all know we have spies everywhere, so let's not go back and renege because we'll all have the DMs and all that other stuff. We'll have to get Dark Shines on the show. I'll have to ping them and everybody else. But we heard it here. We're running up against, the time here and on another ad break. Dave, do you want to take us out, sir?
Yeah, so, first of all, let's go on final thoughts from everyone, starting with our guests. Terrible names. I'm going to butcher that.
Just say Alistar. That's what I
no,
say.
not
I'm
Alistar.
sure I'm saying it wrong. Erasmus.
Erasmus, thank you. Dyslexia is a pain in the ass with names, people. Erasmus, what's your... That's going to be a clip. What's your final thoughts?
Well, final thoughts on the South or in general?
In general, stuff we talked about today.
Okay, well, I mean, I think that we are pretty set up for great fights ahead down here in the South. We hope that we won't be forced to go back north anytime soon, because we really enjoy all the fights happening down here. And I'm pretty confident that we can make sure that the blocks stay away and minimize the bad phones. Yeah, it will be amazing, because there's just so many opportunities to have these kind of fights these days. Politics always get in the way, and yeah, I'm always telling the other alliance leaders that we just like need to enjoy the game right now as it is, because well, I mean, maybe in some days or in some months we will be stuck again in a political situation like we were in the north, and then we'll have to like sit still and play Discord online forever for the next foreseeable future. So definitely looking out for those fights.
Sweet. And Alistair?
Final thoughts. What do I think? Finally, yeah, I mean, it's been a lot of fun. I know a lot of people in Own Fleet share the same sentiment that this whole getting kicked out by goons and moving to Querious thing has basically been the best thing for our alliance to ever happen. We've been having a brilliant time doing basically everything. Some of the, if people have seen the videos, Samara, who makes them, is incredible, and he needs to do it more. Even though I don't want to push him into burning out, he makes great stuff. So if you ever get a chance to go and watch the Own Fleet videos, they are brilliant. But yeah, we just have a good time. That's it. We just want to keep having a good time. A dread fight soon would be great. We've got a real hankering. So, Urzus, if you want to drop your dreads, we're happy to throw down, inside or outside of bubbles. Doesn't matter which one.
Yeah, you need to wait. We have some move ups to do, you know.
No, you've had like 10 of them.
Hey,
Can you hurry up?
I'm
Hurry
sure.
up.
I'm sure there's tons of goons that have a ton of dreads in Ermelin that'd be happy to sell you.
So
There you
Oh,
go.
yeah, definitely link me up. Definitely link me up.
That would be
That would be
blocks
great.
getting
I mean,
involved,
honestly,
I
if
think,
you-
there.
yeah, we're just funding.
I mean-
Goons is funding the Synergy of Steel Dread Fleet.
Yeah, perfect. I mean, Alistair, if you have dread production already set up, like feel free to link me up to the producers. We can make it
Oh
happen
wait,
with the dread fight.
so we actually did a meme about this in Only Fleets.
That'd
Do
be
you actually
funny.
want us to sell you dreads? We will.
I love it. I love that we're going to.
I think that's a great idea.
Sell you the cap.
It's like selling.
Send me a price list, you know.
Oh yeah, okay, cool. I will actually do that.
That's awesome. I love it. I love to hear it.
That would just be funny though. As like it'd be funny as long as it's not like fuckery prices, you know? Like
You just wouldn't pay for it, right?
That's right. That's right.
anyway, Keith.
Yeah, no, gentlemen, I appreciate you coming on and chatting. I know you guys have been on both sides of the fights, on either side, shooting each other. So definitely appreciate being able to come on today, chat about your alliances a little bit and the decisions that drove you to go to Querious and Delve, and making Eve, honestly, what it should be, a place where we blow up spaceships. And then we have some mining drama in Querious. So apparently that's where all the mining drama is at, according to Alistar. So that's all I have. Again, I just want to remind everybody, if there's anything you hear on here and it really just
Grind your gears.
gets you worked up, grind your gears. That was on an episode of The Family Guy there. Just let us know. We'll make a show out of it. If you got an hour's worth of stuff to talk about, we'd love to hear it. But I'll hand it off to Dave.
On that, you can also discuss stuff on the INN Discord. The link is below on the channel. There's a Meta Show channel, great for discussion. A few housekeeping things before we end out here. INN is recruiting stream producers, Twitch moderators, and live streamers to join our team. You do not have to be Imperium aligned. INN, despite the name, is an independent organization and has been ever since the Matani left. Hence, we have people that aren't Imperium on the stream. So get involved. And that's all I've got really for today for the housekeeping. I'll probably miss some. But until next time, folks, goodbye.